The curse has been lifted, the land's cleansed of the shadows. Kethric's reign of living death is over. Your courage has been tested, and in this at least, you have triumphed.
Sergeant, if you are here, I presume Wern's Rock is secure, and preparations for my inauguration are complete.
No, Lord Gortash. We were interrupted. Another quake in the lower city. More severe this time.
So you came cowering to my chambers? I'm flattered, Sergeant. But even I cannot command natural phenomena to cease.
Forgive me, my lord, but there is panic in the streets. The people are afraid.
Perhaps the people would be calm if you kept your nerve. I expect better from the Flaming Fist than to run scared from a slight tremor in the earth. Get back to your duties.
Duties, duties, duties. Patrolling and saluting and following and bowing and scraping and yes sir, no sir, rip and cut your throat, sir.
Your plan is falling apart, lordling. Give me a reason not to cut you to ribbons.
Control yourself, Orin. We need to focus on reuniting the stones or the brain will break free. These quakes are just the start. Neither of us expected the Prism Bearers to kill Ketheric. They'll be traveling to the city. Let's make sure we give them a Baldurian welcome.
I itch to peel you, to split your skin, to see your skull shine in the light. Little tyrant. Lucky for you, I harvested a whole family of living flesh in Rivington at high sun. They will sate my blade thirst tonight. Oh, but tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, my blades will thirst again.
Welcome back to Tran Wins Baldur's Gate 3. Good work, Astarion.
Beyond the campsite, the city waits in uneasy silence, one sleep away.
If it's that close, I know what Astarion was talking to me. I was about to run off, but I wanted to rant about this first. If it's this close, why don't you just walk for it and then have a night in the inn? Anyways, since we missed catching up to Astarion, let's go and knock down this barricade and hop on in. If you want to leave, There's a window right here. Hop through the window. Hop back across the platform that you would use to go up. And climb down the ladder. I haven't really tested much, but I have tested one thing very thoroughly. I'm wondering if I should go into this blind, or continue to try to make a sort of pseudo walkthrough where I'm studying every permutation and everything, and then going through it with a rehearsed manner. I'm sure there's actually complete walkthroughs out there by now, and a walkthrough is a video that explains everything, not a blind playthrough. Volo will leave your camp by this point, no matter what, and when you see him, his dialogue will be exactly the same, regardless of whether or not you, 1, never spoke to him about the Mind Flayer Parasite, 2, spoke to him about the Mind Flayer Parasite and he was in the middle of researching it, or 3, he finished with the eye and left. It's still the exact same dialogue when you see him again. It took me a while to test all of those permutations. I'll read his note in a little bit here, but first let's talk to Asteria.
The gate is closed, as is Cazador. Cazador and his rite of profane ascension. An imperial soiree, attended by devils and spawn alike. A grand ceremony to honor one exalted vampiric master and elevate him to an unfathomable station. To place him in a position of such esteem, the world will yearn to kneel and offer their necks.
It sounds as if you envy him.
Of course I envy him. Why wouldn't I? The problem with what Cazador has done is that he did it to me. If the time comes and I can stay one move ahead of him, I'll take his place before his blood can hit the floor.
I don't know. Raphael said the ascension was lethally diabolical.
Doesn't it sound delightful? For the lucky little vampire on the winning side. After 200 years of shit, pure shit, I think I deserve something better.
Freedom is not the same as power.
All I'm saying is, let's be clever about it. If an opportunity arises for me to become a more magnificent bastard than I already am, why turn it down? Let's find out more about the ritual before we waltz into Cazador's front door. If we track down my old comrades, the other spawn, we may discover more and be finally positioned for yours truly to ascend.
Don't get ahead of yourself. We don't even know if it's possible for you to usurp the ritual.
We're going to Baldur's Gate, the city of 1 in a million chances, splendor, and squalor. Anything could happen. If we don't find my brethren, they'll find us, likely with bared fangs. We should get to them first. Then we can make their pretty tongues talk. Unless Cazador's changed their orders, they'll be in the dens of this town, seeking prey.
Because something happens before you finish resting, I would recommend that if you're a Warlock or Eldritch Knight, go and bind your weapons. Here's Volo's note. To whomever happens upon this note first, regretfully, a matter of critical import requiring my immediate attention has arisen. Not that your various misadventures are unimportant per se, but, well, regardless, the matter is far too sensitive to be committed to parchment here, so I shall regale you of it when we meet again in Baldur's Gate. Cordially yours, Volotemp Gadar. I try to follow their speaking patterns as best as possible, even if my voice is not a match for it. Until you get to this region, Jaheira does not actually have anything to comment on regarding Shadowheart, because she's busy talking about the Shadow Curse. Now she can talk about Shadowheart. Here's that.
Shadowheart has found a little bit of herself again. Soluna cannot take all of the credit. She may have lit the way, but it is the cleric who took this step.
And we'll interview her later. She's got a few questions. We'll interview her later because I do want to move on to the next step, the meat of this episode. I don't put in the edit or put in the dialogue for every character, but that one I thought was pertinent.
The events of the last days weigh heavily upon you. Sleep's rest is slow to come to one whose mind is so full. The Absolute is not a god, but an elder brain controlled by the chosen of the Dead Three. They mean to use it to take control of the Sword Coast. All who carry the tadpole are governed by the brain, and by extension the chosen. It will take but one order to transform them into an army of mind flayers. This would have been your fate too, were it not for the astral prison, and the mysterious visitor inside of it. With her help, you have uncovered the cult for what it really is. A plan of conquest orchestrated by the gods of death themselves. Together, you have the power to thwart the Dead Three. If you follow this path to its end, the Elder Brain will not answer to the Chosen. It will answer to you. Will you liberate them from their parasites and their religious delusions? Or will you use the power you gain for your own purposes?
When the moment comes, I'll do what feels right.
You will not have long to wait. All you need to do now is sleep. But sleep is not for you.
Hear me. Gather. The reckoning is upon us. The city thirsts for domination. March. Join my power.
We're under attack. Help me.
And the ninja attack. You have essentially 3 full rounds before, on the beginning of the 4th round, you lose the game. Each round, a new monk will appear. That's what these guys are. They don't have any loot. And while they will be vanquished after entering the portal, you don't get experience for it. So if you want 200 experience per monk, you got to kill them. Anybody with a tadpole, meaning everybody that's not Halsin or Jaheira, will suffer this psychic damage. I did end up, don't forget that I did give Lae'zel this resonance stone. We'll just put that on the floor for now and not worry about it. I guess it's not her turn yet, but when it becomes her turn. I could also send it to camp right now, but that's fine. Kind of make it more believable if that's the angle you want to approach. So we need to get inside there, and let's see here. We can start telekinesising people left and right. That would be kind of funny. Let's try that. Where can we throw you? How about there? I guess we failed. That's the first time I failed a telekinesis. I mean, it was bound to happen. You don't even get the activation of it. That's weak sauce. These monks, they are pretty dangerous. It actually would not surprise me if they killed Gale here. This is the first take that I'm doing of this battle.
Fight your way to the portal. I need your help.
I mean, I could kill them all instead. Should we do that? Let's try. Let's try. Because I could just Misty Step into it and then be done. Yeah, I won't like that if I do cast that. What about Hold Person? 50% odds? That's not too bad. Let's see, what can we do with you? Not really too familiar with Moonbeam. I don't think, I mean, if that's a very tiny radius. take a spare shot at you. That should... Yeah, this one. That'll be a crit. Can't reach.
Tadpole scum! Hataka! No!
I know he's... I can tell he's dead before even anything because his name turns blue there. Alright, let's go ahead and drop that. Gale's still being hit for psychic damage even though he's dead. Does he have the cloud? I don't think he has the cloud on him. The poison cloud. Or the necrotic cloud.
Weave, save me. I cannot take much more.
Oh, you get to move. Okay. We failed your telekinetic powers earlier. What else can we do? Confusion, firewall, cast Odaluk's sphere, and I'm not sure how the enemy would respond to that. I'm kind of curious. The reason I'm curious is, would they brave the moonbeam and stack up in front of it, or would they go after Gale?
Come quickly! I can't do this without you!
Oh, I thought it was going to do a line straight through. I've never cast Moonbeam before. As I said, this is my first take. This is what it looks like when I'm not doing things smoothly. I don't know. I was thinking she had an offhand weapon, but perhaps not. That is the last one. If the round completes before anybody has entered the portal, game is up.
More are coming. Hurry, or we will all become thralls.
You only need one person to get inside, and you win. I don't know if I could easily reach you and kill you. We might just call it. Can I dispel this? Yeah, I can. I don't know. I've never cast Odaluk's Resilient Sphere. I just thought I'd try it. Alright, well, let's just go ahead and head on out. We've killed everybody but one. And that's 200 experience I didn't get, but I get an extra 400 on top of the 600 for killing starting enemies.
That orb is about to erupt!
Dream Guardian.
I'm here. Help me. I'm under attack.
Alright, you'll want people with at least 14 strength to make it to that side, but you can also jump here with much less. However, they're often looking in this direction. Although the Guardian will constantly badger you at this point, if there is a time limit, it's really generous. It's generous enough to kind of just stealth walk your way looking at every dead body. I'm at least waiting for her to turn around so I can approach the cliffside.
Hurry. It's not over. Come to the skull.
They get their hit points back, but you can see that they didn't actually do that much damage. Yeah, I've got my 2 warlock abilities are already used up for the day. Guess we could short rest. Nah, that's not. We'll wait until Lae'zel uses some abilities on these guys.
I need you now. To the
I clicked on her. Come on. That's 3 clicks. It did result in Gale being seen, but that's fine.
Friend of Gake. You will be cleansed.
Unfortunately, I can't actually jump on top of the enemy. That's totally should be a move I should be able to do. Other than the Eagle Strike from the Barbarian. Those are not good camera angles. I'm not in charge of them though.
It's not over. Come to the skull.
You can find some items, just meager stuff on the raiders that are not combatants, and some brains on all of the intellect devourers. The ones that are combatants will have nothing.
So the demonic figures we saw were Githyanki all along?
Please, help me.
Wizard. Turn off Ice Storm. Oh. Apparently he's got more spells than he normally can have. I'm not sure how that happens. Sometimes it shows up that way. So I basically just pulled out a bunch of extra spells he could have kept on him, but that's fine.
It's not over.
Anyways, I just wanted to enhance Leap. And make sure we have at least some spells that we would like to use.
Them off much longer.
Again, she's going to keep freaking out, but it is absolutely not necessary that you start trying to rush. Once you've made it here, you should be okay. Again, there might be a time limit, like hours or something, but realistically, I was able to just sort of sneak through and check out all the islands very carefully, and nothing happened. We have an inscribed Githyanki slate. High above, a comet streaks across the sky. Yay.
Hurry! I can't hold them back alone.
We went up here so we can find another guy. If you don't kill these guys, they will be killed, or the Githyanki will just die at the end of your quest. But you get no experience for it. I checked. I carefully counted and tallied up all my XP on my rehearsal for this. So one of the things I did was I prepped 3 different teams for the cutscenes, and I had to do the cutscenes 3 different times.
Now.
Alright, so the first team was Halsin, Jaheira, and Shadowheart. Druids.
It's not over. Come to the skull.
Very fitting for looking at the land get cleansed.
It's not over.
And the second group is the
Come to the skull.
Baldurians. I mean, there are many Baldurians, but the Karlach, Will, and Astarion probably have the most relevance as far as Baldur's Gate goes. Weight, emotional baggage, whatever you want to consider it. And the remaining 3, Lae'zel, Gale, and Minthara, they should all have abilities that will come in handy for this fight. Oh, darn it, I didn't get to rest on time.
Before you do anything, I am your ally. We are in danger.
Geek abomination! By the one true sky, what is this madness?
The Githyanki is the source of our protection against the Absolute. I must subdue him, or everything we've worked towards is lost. Don't let my form deceive you. I am the one that's been protecting you. I am the one that came to you in your dreams. Help me.
Prove to me that you are who you said.
You saved a child from a viper, back in the Druid's Grove. You saved the Asima Night Soul from her soul cage. You let me live last time you were here, though it brought Blackith's wrath upon you. Your continued existence as yourself, and not a mind flayer, should be all the proof you need. Now, help me.
Try to read the Mind Flayer's thoughts.
If you fail this, he says something very similar, asking you, are you serious? But you get a little bit more humor and information if you succeed.
Despite your best attempts to be subtle, the Mind Flayer's awareness is everywhere. You blunder in its presence like a warg pup learning to walk.
You must be joking. I am telling you my thoughts directly into your head. But if you insist on taking a look for yourself, be my guest.
Nothing in your colorful existence to date could have prepared you for this. As the horror subsides, you are left with only one coherent thought. You must do whatever you can to subdue the Githyanki.
Happy? Now, join me. Fight!
Aid an illicit against Githyanki? We cannot. We must not!
Your blind loyalty will be your undoing, Lae'zel. Fight with me, for your own survival.
No.
Fool! Without me, you will perish.
Alright, so it is, just so you know, it is a mistake not to support the Mind Flayer. I'm actually doing this intentionally, and I'm gonna make a quick save in a little bit here. You might know that I like to get loot, and the Mind Flayer is equipped with a staff. I don't know if the staff is particularly good, but it is a magical staff. I only let Aelin and Isabel go because they only have a spear +1 and a greatsword +1. Nothing major. Withers has a plain ordinary quarterstaff that I get from his casting Command Undead on it. Nothing major, but he's got something, and I don't quite remember, but it has something like spell save DC. Maybe I'd leave it on him if I knew for sure that we were going to maintain our allegiances. And you can't cast command on the target that is allied with you. So if I said I wanted to defend him, I wouldn't be able to cast command on him. Though I could still hit him with disarming strikes. We're gonna want to make a save here, but we have a 16% chance to disarm him with drop. This might take a little bit, but we also have Lae'zel's. I can't click on her superiority die. We've got 3 charges of that. Unfortunately, I didn't get the rest in time, so our party is a bit beat up, and some spell slots are used. Gale, he's got ability to cast command. All these characters have some way to disarm him. Let's go ahead and save and give this a shot. And then we'll tune back in once I get it. Oh, okay, that was the first go. It happened even while the quick save thing was there. Okay, we're gonna make another quick save. Now we have to survive the Mind Flayer while killing these other guys. Thankfully, the Mind Flayer does seem to like targeting them more. Maybe it's because the monks have less defense than my guys. I don't know. I've also tried running away. Should I run away right now? That's fine.
Destroy the Honor Guard.
Oh, come on, dude. Is the game... Okay, I was gonna say, is the game not gonna move on because you can't figure out what you're doing?
Can't let you die.
So yeah, at this point, we have to survive everything. That's Beacon of Hope. Fortunately, these guys are stunned. That sucks so much. I could throw an invisibility potion down. For now, let's just go and throw a healing potion down at Tran. Okay, yeah, just heal Gale instead. Sure, game.
No choice.
It was nowhere near Gale, but that's fine. We'll just go ahead and drink up here. Now we got it. We I'm worried that the Mind Flayer is gonna kill us. I have to defeat all of the monks and leave the Mind Flayer. If you defeat the Mind Flayer, the game is over.
For Orpheus!
Goes my Beacon of Hope. Thank you. Always love getting my spells dispelled.
Some healing. Wizard in need.
But you know what? I have 80 Revivify scrolls, so... And the reason I'm not just running off is these monks will tear up the Emperor. They've already destroyed the intellect of ours. They would literally just run up to the Emperor and start punching him in the face. So we have to heal 2 people now. Is that the best move? I guess so. Looks like Gale still has his haste. Yeah, okay. I was wondering if the haste would still be there after. See if we survive this attack. I don't want to grab the staff of the Emperor just yet, because after the battle is concluded, then he'll start talking to me, and during the cutscene, he'll realize he's been stolen from and then attack me. Which then he's only temporarily hostile, and you can run away at that point. But still, I want to avoid that if I can. It's not like I'm going to use a staff at this exact moment anyways. Alright, let's see if we can back up more, but maybe not be all bunched up. I had to move Tran upwards to give Gale a little bit more cover and take some damage, but Tran apparently could not take damage. At least not from the monks. Those monks are so vicious. I was not able to cast mass healing word to follow up the Beacon of Hope. So at this point, it's really quite scattered. As I said, this is my first take of it, and actually I'm really glad that I've got the Staff of Emperor to have drop right now. So I'm going to try to roll with it, even if it's not the smoothest battle I've ever done. Right now the screen is grayed out because this Gale's the selected character. But if they're using their key points on me, then they're not going to use it on the Mind Flayer. In a way, I'm still winning.
I must regain control over the Githyanki prince.
I don't think Minthar has gotten a turn since this whole thing has started. Blade Ward, throw a potion. Where's that one? Right there, huh? Okay. This one is the only one with loot. It is the Prelate. It also has a lot more hit points, double the hit points of the other guys. You can see that these guys have about 90. This one has about 180. So everybody else you can throw into a chasm if you want. Not that they're very nearby. I want to get too far, but I don't want to get all these attacks of opportunity on me, but it's fine. Lazo's better off right now. Alright, Tran. Let's turn off repelling. I really don't think she's gotten a move since we started here.
I can't let you die.
Subdue the Githyanki. Quickly.
He should be pretty safe. The monks haven't traditionally chased him up there, but he likes to hop back down from the rocks now and then. I don't want to get too close to the edge because they might just throw her off.
Scratch. A grievous wound.
I want to make sure I kill that one if viable. Alright, what if we do a pushing strike? Saved, very well. Try to kill her then. Now one of them are down.
Hurry! The guard must fall.
That was a stupid move. You landed next to him just to back away like this.
My injuries need tending.
Alright, so yeah. This time let's try to make ourselves less appealing to the enemy to attack. Instead of being all clustered like this, let's go ahead and throw invisibility potions. One for Gale. One for Tran. I don't want to be too close to the edge though, because they could definitely knock me into the chasm.
Destroy the honor guard.
There we go. Yeah, go deal with them. That's one with the boots. Thanks for the stun. That's two of them down in one move. This is going so much better. The first one was just havoc because he immediately stunned my party. Alright, we have another one up here, just a regular dude. See, that's just triple the jumping distance, but not an actual jump. %25 chance. It would look cool, but there's not really much of a chance of that succeeding. So let me think here. This is super wasteful, but you know what? We'll just do it anyways. We'll go ahead and cancel that spell immediately. So that way we can cast it again. Apparently the second does not do anything. Alright, I had thought that as long as the Wall of Fire... Well, maybe she still had Wall of Fire aura. Okay. Well, I had thought that if I had canceled it, I could do double the damage, but no. At the end of this episode, I'll show you the same animation that plays if you defeat the Mind Flayer or if you run out of time at camp. Unfortunately, Mithara lost her turn to hold person.
Not your enemy. The Githyanki are.
Survival is all that matters.
Oh, hold on. Alright, no longer held. So her turn already passed by. That's sad. Drink up. You did well dodging those 2 hits, by the way. I don't know what your rolls were, but they must have been good. Let's see here. Missed Gale. They rolled a 2. They have 4, 6, 11. They just need to roll a 5. There was no. We'll just go for the attack. I can't get close enough. Over here. Pushing attack melee. Fine. How about maneuvering? And we'll target Tran. Trip. Yes. Trip again. Oh, that was a push. Alright, Tran gets to go in now. So once you've defeated the last of the monks, the battle is over. The Mind Flayer will initiate a cutscene with you and no longer be hostile.
I must regain control over the Githyanki prince.
I mean, that works. That's actually quite the way to end it.
Your reluctance to help nearly cost us everything. You saw reason just in time. Don't look at me like that. I'm a Mind Flayer, yes. And the one who saved you again.
It's obscene to owe my life to a damned geich. No more lies, no more tricks. I will have answers.
I always suspected you were a Mind Flayer.
I suppose it was considerate of you not to bring it up before. And I ask that you do not judge me for it now. I was someone once. Someone just like you. An adventurer. I came from Baldur's Gate, though I was never one to be constrained by circumstance. I longed for more. That longing brought me to Moonrise Towers on a search for treasure. To a colony of Mind Flayers who caught me, changed me into what I am now. For years, I served the Elder Brain, the one you know as the Absolute. I was a thrall like any other, but I was fortunate. I broke free and started a new life in my old city. I sustained myself on criminals. Unglamorous, but there are plenty of them, rarely missed. And they fueled me while I did my work. I had the good fortune to meet Duke Stelmane. We formed a partnership, and through her, I became the governing force behind the Knights of the Shield, the largest mercantile operation in Baldur's Gate. People referred to me as the Emperor. Such was my influence, though of course they had no idea what I really was. My needs were sated. I was happy for a while, until my true nature was discovered by the tyrant himself, Lord Gortash. He tore me from my home and brought me back to the Brain, where I became a slave once again. A slave he continued to call the Emperor. The name was intended as a slight, to remind me of the heights from which I fell. But I have grown fond of it. It encapsulates well who I've become.
Or Gortash was one of the chosen in the colony.
Indeed. His hubris knows no bounds. To enslave me, that was his nature. But to enslave an Elder Brain, a questionable decision. I shall look forward to sharing his downfall with you.
Did you really only eat the brains of criminals?
Rather than potential future allies, like you.
How did you end up in here?
Gortash sent me on a mission to retrieve the Astral Prism. I was one of many, but the first to find it. How Gortash or the other chosen learned of its existence, I do not know. The moment I found it, I felt a change. My free will returning. I followed the feeling inside, and found the Githyanki. I realized what the prism was for. Containment. While my body was within the prism's bounds, my mind was free. I could resist the Elder Brain, the Chosen. Better yet, I could plan to overthrow them. All I needed to do was subdue the Githyanki and find allies in the outer world. You.
That Githyanki in the sphere, who is it?
Prince Orpheus, son of the first leader of the Githyanki.
Orpheus? Impossible. He was slain by Justil Kithrak himself.
Quite possible, I assure you. His power has been the source of your continued protection against the voice of the Absolute. The power to disrupt hive mind communication. It is the same power that enabled Orpheus's mother to bring about the fall of the Illithid Empire eons ago. A power she passed on to him, and that I leveraged for you. When Orpheus's mother left, a usurper took her place. Vlaakith declared herself queen of the Githyanki. Vlaakith wanted his power, but Orpheus rose against her, and so she sealed him and his honor guard within this prism. Bound by infernal chains, Orpheus could never leave. Bound by duty, his guard never would. They were close to breaking my hold on that prince. And if they had succeeded, we would be lost. I am relieved. You have embraced your potential enough that you could help me eliminate them. Alone, Orpheus will be much easier to control.
Control him? Skra! You must return him to his people.
That would be a terrible idea.
Was it you or Orpheus that Vlaakith wanted us to kill when she ordered us inside the prism?
Most certainly Orpheus. He is a threat to her reign. Some Githyanki still revere him, in defiance of their teachings. Vlaakith was safe as long as they believed him to be dead. But as you can see, he is very much alive.
I don't understand. The histories claim the prince was burned to ash in the skies.
Your histories are fabrications. The prince was not killed. As you can very well see, he was imprisoned. She kept him this way because she was reluctant to eradicate such power. Power that she might one day wish to take from him. If the Githyanki ever find out what she has done, there will be civil war. Vlaakith will be finished.
Well, that sounds like fun. What else happens if we free Orpheus?
The moment he is free, he will attack you. Your only defense would be to kill him, and in so doing, you would doom us both.
Even though he is subdued, you feel Orpheus's revulsion, a pulsing hatred that cannot be contained. The Emperor is telling the truth. To him, you are just another wretched illithid.
You carry a tadpole. As far as Orpheus is concerned, you are already a Lithid, a sworn enemy, just like me.
The more I talk to you, the less you seem like a mind flayer.
I appreciate that. But this is what I am. My original body was destroyed when I transformed. When I first escaped the Elder Brain, I searched for a new vessel. But the longer I inhabited this one, the more it grew on me. I realized that returning to my former self would only impose limitations. Any advantage I could gain by restoring my original appearance, I already had to hand in the form of magic, and that humanoid shape you've come to know. As an illithid, I have far surpassed who I ever was before. You, too, should embrace this change.
Why do you say that?
I believe we'll have a better chance of defeating the Elder Brain if you embrace your latent illithid potential. I've been studying you for a while now. I believe I can trigger the next stage of your tadpole's life cycle, while continuing to preserve your independence. You have seen what I can do. Imagine yourself with the same strength, the same intelligence, the same devastating beauty. If you let me, I can evolve you.
What would that entail?
You will be able to do things you never thought were possible. There will be physical alterations, of course, but only partial. You will retain most of your current form, and you will soon see that the benefits outweigh any perceived loss.
If you can evolve me, why can't you stop the Ceramorphosis altogether?
The answer is twofold. One, I can, but it would kill you, as I told you before. Two, why would I? You have done well with the limited form you have, but you would do far better as an illithid. So, do you wish to evolve or not?
Do it. I'd like to evolve.
Skra! Whatever this gig offers is no gift to you.
You continue to surprise me. Your mind is truly something special.
Not for eating.
Now, hold out your hand.
Do as it says.
It wants to evolve, but it cannot do so alone. It must commune with another.
What is it?
A tadpole, nurtured by the psionic energy of the astral plane. Cocooned here for millennia, it has become extraordinary.
Probe at the tadpole's intentions.
Nice.
The tadpole screams for growth with painful intensity. It has been starved of life, of purpose. It welcomes your probing like a void waiting to be filled. If you let it, it will evolve you, just as the Emperor said.
You forget one thing. I'm a half-orc. I consume it.
What are you?
A coldness seeps through your veins as the tadpole awakens, its yearning almost unbearable. Your mind is a veritable feast.
I suppose, if it works. But if you had opened your mind to it, rather than consuming it, your allies could have taken advantage of its power as well.
The tadpole's essence courses through you. Where it touches, your flesh, glands, organs contract and flood with pure thought. You feel different. Your body has never felt more connected. Your mind present in every flex of a joint or muscle.
You are exquisite. But we mustn't lose focus. We need to resume our journey. You heard the Chosen. The brain has gone to the city, and the army marches to follow. We must not let them reach it. We must find the brain and bring it under our control.
We had 2 illithid powers before, now we have 7 available to us. And we have the outer ring, and additionally we get fly for free. We'll go ahead and pick up Mind Blast, allowing us to stun and do damage to an area. Black Hole, allowing me to compress enemies into an area. Psionic Dominance, allowing me to essentially counter spell. Absorb Intellect just for healing, not that I will probably ever use it, but I want to get as many points as possible. Free Cast, allowing me to consume resources freely. Just one time though, I'm trying to hover over it again. Things like actions or spell slots, it's one thing that's free. I wonder if Divine Strike would count as action or spell slot, or both. Mind Sanctuary, allowing me to exchange actions and bonus actions. We have 1 left. I'm guessing we'll just pick Displacer Beast. The game, I would have min-maxed much better if I kept the tadpole so I could share it with the others. However, I think it's funnier to do it this way. You're not going to see other playthroughs where someone picks that suboptimal route doing that, because there's no benefit to do it that way. It's a negative. If you're interested in using illithid powers, you probably want to hold on to it and keep it. Alright, now we gotta steal this without him getting uppity about it. Okay, he's not even looking in this direction, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and... Actually, Minthar... Snap that up. So this is a different playthrough, because in order to have any of the characters show up, they need to have been in your party when you went into the gate. Characters like Withers, Dame Aelin, or even a non-partied companion will not be present when the attack is happening. Presumably they're dealing with the psychic damage or fighting other assassins, whatever. And there's lots of dialogue to be had from here. We're going to go run up to each character and see what they have to say about the Mind Flayer.
Orpheus, Gith's only son. He lives. It is not the Geich visitor that Vlaakith would destroy and Voss would set free. It is Orpheus, the blood of the mother, the prince of the comet.
Mighty powerful prince if he can block out an illithid hive mind.
And even more powerful still. It said he could bring 1,000 Githyanki to their knees with one command. Listen close. The Emperor spoke only in half-truths. For you to know the tale of Orpheus, you must know the tale of Gith and of Vlaakith. Long ago, when we rose up against our Geich slavers, Mother Gith made for the Hells to secure an alliance with the Archdevil Tiamat. Tiamat gifted the Githyanki our red dragons. Gith remained in the Hells, and Tiamat's envoy proclaimed Vlaakith our ruler. The first Vlaakith of many. It is Vlaakith 157 whom my people now call Queen.
157? That's a lot of Vlaakiths.
Yes. Our current queen has claimed undeath and reigned for 1,000 years. But it was the first whom Orpheus tried to slay. Orpheus is Gith's only son. He led his mother's own honor guard in a coup against Vlaakith I. It was Kithrak Voss himself who slayed the prince in vicious battle, or so the Varshas teach us. Yet the Prince of the Comet's been with us, subdued by that repugnant illithid. Should Orpheus go free, he would tear Vlaakith's empire to pieces and build new glory from the scraps.
Then Voss was right. Orpheus is the seed of Vlaakith's demise.
The seed and the sower. Every word Voss spoke, he spoke true. Orpheus is the living proof of the Queen's lies, and the living weapon that conquered our Geich slavers. One word from his lips, and the people would doubt. 2 words, and they would rage. 3 words, and they would bow to the true heir. If the Githyanki are to be free, the Prince of the Comet must lead the way.
I'd like to talk about Orpheus.
What about him?
Why is he called the Prince of the Comet?
The historical slates describe Orpheus as a fearsome, terrible creature, powerful beyond measure, and enthralled by the Geich. So mad with power, he'd smash through the Githyanki Empire and deliver the shards to his illithid masters. And glowing with such psionic force that he and his red dragon blazed a trail through the skies. A lethal comet careening towards my people. Lies, of course. Vlaakith spread a false image of Orpheus as monstrous betrayer, and her knights as the butchers who sliced him through. She was right to fear him, I'll grant her that. So great is the comet, it could shatter her reign.
Why did Vlaakith keep Orpheus alive all those millennia ago?
The Emperor may be loathsome, but it's right. Orpheus can disrupt a Geich hive mind. A talent like that makes the Prince a powerful shield and a powerful weapon. Why destroy a weapon like that, when you can contain it in a relic and keep it for yourself?
Why would Vlaakith want Orpheus dead now, if he's so valuable alive?
A weapon is only an asset for as long as it isn't pointed at you. The means of Vlaakith's own end has been ripped away from her. Better to have Orpheus killed than to risk his escape. Better to risk the rise of illithids than let the Prince of the Comet deny her the godhood she craves.
Who are the hostile Githyanki in the prism?
Orpheus's honor guard, loyal to the end. Trapped by Vlaakith in the same prism holding their noble prince, fruitlessly hacking at the sphere that contains him. They see us as Geich, tadpoled husks in the Emperor's thrall. I regret their deaths, but I pledge to live as they perished, in the service of Gith's son.
On to other matters.
Very well.
Leave.
By Baldur's bones, this is a lot to take in. Let's see if I've got this right. 1, we've been carrying a mind flayer around with us this whole time. 2, it's been appearing as someone else in our dreams, cajoling us to embrace our new illithid talents. 3, the mind flayer's been siphoning a Githyanki prisoner's powers to shield us from the Absolute's voice. Did I miss anything?
Well, there's the matter of Duke Stelmane and the Knights of the Shield.
How could I forget? One of Baldur's Gate's most distinguished figures, a mind flayer's ally. Sensational tales, aren't they? Almost unbelievable. With a narrator so unreliable, how do we tell fact from fiction? I can't pretend I have the answer, but I know the Illithid's right about one thing. It holds our fates in its talons. Until the Absolute falls, there's no getting rid of it.
Well, here's how you separate fact from fiction. The game developers want you to buy more content. So they keep things as vague as possible, to open-ended, whether it's a sequel to Baldur's Gate or DLC or whatever.
So your mysterious artifact, Tamer of Parasites, is only another parasite itself. How do you feel? Knowing the cost of keeping your transformation at bay.
The Emperor was an adventurer like us, a protector of the city. That has to count for something.
No notions of heroism put you above human failings. I should know. I've had my share of songs written about me. Illithids are monstrous creatures. But in the end, they are only that. Creatures. And if it can, a parasite will keep its host fat, happy, and safe. Until it is finished feeding, at least. Am I comforting you? I am not comforting myself. Use the Emperor as it would use you. Or discard it. My days of doubting you are done.
Now we're traveling together. I realize I don't know much about you.
That speaks well of your taste. I've heard my share of bad ballads about things I never did. If you have questions, ask. Just don't expect my answers to rhyme.
Is it true that you fought the Dead Three before?
It was Baal alone we faced in our time. And bad as that was, he had no elder brain for a lapdog then. Help won't come from the history books, or from any old tales I can spin you. This is your story to write. There. Have I fulfilled my role as your wise and wizened elder?
Please, you're only one of those things.
Don't tell me which. Against all life experience, I will choose to assume the best.
I wanted to ask you something.
Ask it.
You mentioned you know something of Illithids.
More than I would like. In my youth, I was a brief and very much unwilling member of a colony's hive mind. I felt the way they think, saw the world as they do. Foul, unnatural creatures who find the foulness in us and twist it to their will. But then, who am I speaking to? You have far more experience than I.
Who are you speaking to? Maybe I'm the parasite puppeting this body.
Then, greetings, Sir Tadpole. I was wondering where all the questions suddenly sprang from.
These bodies will disappear once day breaks.
So, there's been a mind flayer inside the artifact, or astral prism, the whole time we've had it. Sounds like utter madness, even though I've seen it with my own eyes. The more I learn, the less I understand just why I was sent to retrieve that thing. But it matters little now. I do not serve Shah anymore, nor the Mother Superior. The prism is no longer my mission. Saving my parents is. But I digress. Did you want something?
No, just checking it.
Karlach, unfortunately, doesn't really have a lot of commentary about the events unfolding around us.
Hey, soldier.
That's why I skip her a lot. Other times I also just skip Will a lot because he doesn't really have anything insightful or interesting to say. He'll comment on the situation, but that's about it.
When I first met you, saving yourself from Ceramorphosis was your greatest wish. And yet now, you've stepped closer to embracing it. I trust your leadership and respect your decisions, but I truly hope this is not something we come to regret.
I need to talk to Minthara, who's stacked on top of him.
You wish to consult me?
Apparently she has nothing new to say about it.
Whew, quite the rug pull, eh? A mind flayer manipulating us this whole time. Such creatures are not to be trusted as a general rule, though this one does appear to have had a significant hand in our survival up to this point. At best, an ally whose motivations remain shrouded in deceit. We should be wary of what such an alliance may cost us.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. When you are creating your guardian or friend, it doesn't ask you to create classes or anything, so it's not going to be a companion. It had to have been some sort of trick.
So, we owe our lack of tentacles to one of the very creatures that kidnapped us. At least my lack of tentacles. I'm not sure what's next for you.
More power.
And Withers would be in that barn there, but not right now. Not until we've rested.
Can't slow down.
That's why, for example, the other NPCs, Daemalin and Isabel, are gone. Alright, let's go and rest for the night.
be honest. What do you think of the new look?
If it helps you put the past behind you, I'm all for it.
I'm glad. Though, I don't think I'm quite done with the past yet. Not until I've been to Baldur's Gate.
Jera also has something to add about her hairstyle. I was trying to click, but I guess she's not moving. She's not budging.
Shadowheart walks a little freer of the shadows. She could shave her skull and paint it purple. It would still suit her.
I'm not sure if anybody else has any comments on that, so let's go run around and talk to people again. We had to do this separately from the Illithid conversations. Otherwise, when one gets put in, it may delete the old.
Love Shadowheart's new look. Softer, less severe. It suits her.
Something is different about Shadowheart. New facial creases, perhaps. A fresh battle scar I hadn't noticed. Bah, it eludes me.
Okay, that's funny. That's how I feel when people ask, you notice anything different? It's like, no. Are you walking differently? You got a limp now? Not what I was trying to do, but thanks.
Gods, Shadowheart looks like a stack of gold. Never thought I could get so excited about someone's forehead, but here we are.
Speaking of Karlach, I guess, there's a lot of animations that they just cut away to, and I really started noticing that in Dying Light 2. So when they were putting in Karlach's Infernal Engine, similarly, when we were talking to the Mind Flayer, the Emperor, and he's saying like, "Hey, they put a tadpole in my eye." They didn't show that. We've already seen it, so they have put in at least some animation work, even if it was a video FMV. I don't know if that's what it's called these days. Baked into the game, they at least at some point had rigging and stuff done for that. Why not just show it? Even the same thing happened when they captured Duke Ravengard. It's just you're cutting away to all the things that are important plot devices. I would say Will's father getting brainwashed by an infection that is infecting the player characters. That's a pretty big deal. And assuming that Duke Ravengard does not join us because we already got one Ravengard in the team, he might not survive this. I think it's worth showing that part.
I was concerned when I saw Shadowheart creeping about with a blade in the dead of night, but it was just to cut her hair, it seems. It suits her.
Shadowheart looks different. A change of diet, perhaps?
I don't know why, but I like Minthar and Lae'zel's responses. They're just so focused on martial prowess and war and survival that they don't realize what is different.
There's no more radiant sight than that of someone who's learned to love themselves anew. Shadowed in name, but no longer in spirit. It suits her.
Gil, this is one of the few times that I think you've said something worthwhile.
Oh, we have a new look for a new Shadowheart. Nice as it is, she still doesn't have the best hair in the camp.
Since you can't see yourself in the mirror, I'm just gonna have to tell you. It's me. And this is, when you become half Illithid, your face becomes darker as well. Where's my helmet? Apparently putting on and taking off the helmet makes me refresh my seat invisibility condition. Sure, why not? Alright, let's head on out to new areas. So this is what happens if you fail to enter the portal before the 4th turn, or if you attempt to move back by foot to any area that has been closed off, which you can tell if the waypoints are gone.
Fight your way to the portal. I need your help.
Tran.
Catapult scum! Attack!
My character has something like 29 armor class right now. Because I wanted to make sure that he would survive to the end of the rounds. And I only brought one character to make the turns go faster, so I'm not going through 4 people or 10.
Come quickly! I can't do this without you!
Things that I've done to increase my defenses. Loyalty Defender. Adamantine Shield. Reaper's Armor, that belongs to Ketheric for an additional 2 damage reduction. Heavy Armor Master Feat for an additional 3 damage reduction. Cloak of Armor class. Ring of Armor class. Boots of Armor class. The only thing I didn't really have was a helmet. I could have equipped the helmet that makes the enemy take radiant damage if they miss, but I don't really care about their hit points. In fact, the only reason I cast Ice Storm was to see if I can get them to slip, so they're not attacking me.
More are coming. Hurry, or we will all become thralls.
That's the last one. The one appears to the left of the portal, to the right if you're facing.
Your stomach drops. Your chest constricts. Your thoughts begin to splinter.
You are found. Now you hear me. Now you yield! Join me.